Have you ever made a mistake and then turned that mistake into a verb so powerful it changed the course of your life? This is the story of a man once consumed by lust but who transformed that weakness into a verb so sacred even Shiva himself came down to honor it. In a world filled with distractions, his life stands as a beacon of surrender and spiritual strength. This is the story of Thiruneelakanta Nayanar. In the sacred town of Thillai, now called Chidambaram, where Lord Shiva performs the cosmic dance, lived a humble potter. He wasn't a scholar or a renunciate, but a man whose heart beat only for Shiva. He lived a simple married life, serving the devotees of the Lord with devotion and humility. With his hands, he shaped clay, but with his soul, he shaped love for Shiva. He spent his days in service, offering clay bowls freely to those who worshipped the Lord. For him, serving the Lord's devotees was the highest worship. And in every breath, he softly uttered the divine name, Thiruneelakantam, Thiruneelakantam. So sincere was his devotion that people forgot his birth name. They simply called him Thiruneelakantar, the one immersed in the name of the blue-throated Lord who drank poison to save the world. His wife, a beautiful and devout woman, shared his love for Shiva. They lived a simple and sincere life together. But fate, ever mysterious, tested him through the very thing he had not yet mastered, lust. Despite his devotion, the potter was momentarily swayed by desire and strayed into the company of a courtesan. When his wife discovered this betrayal, she was devastated. She confronted him, and being a man of truth, he bowed his head and admitted his mistake. Disappointed and heartbroken, she said to him, "Don't touch me in the name of Thiruneelakantam." The power of those words struck him deeply. Her words in Tamil were, "Ini emmai teenduvaragil Thiruneelakantam." In Tamil, the word emmai can mean both me and us, the singular and plural. Struck by guilt for his actions, he interpreted her words as a sacred command. "Don't touch me" became "don't touch us." Us here includes all the women. That very moment, he made a vow. So great was his reverence for the Lord's name, he vowed never to touch a woman again, not even his own wife, for she had invoked the name of Thiruneelakantam in her plea. And so, their marriage became a spiritual companionship. To the world, they were an ideal couple. But behind that calm appearance was intense penance, a vow known only to them. Years passed, youth faded, but the vow remained untouched. And then Lord Shiva, in his infinite compassion, decided it was time the world saw the unseen fire burning silently in Thiruneelakantar's soul. And so, one day Lord Shiva, disguised as a wandering Shiva yogi, arrived at their home. With him, he carried a simple clay bowl. "I have travelled a long way," the yogi said, his voice soft yet commanding. "This bowl is not ordinary. It is like the Akshaya Patra, a vessel of divine abundance. I need a safe place to leave it. Will you protect it for me and return it when I come back?" Thiruneelakantar, unaware of the divine drama about to unfold, welcomed him with folded hands. "Please come in. Rest your feet. We'll prepare food for you. But yes, leave your ball. I shall guard it like my own life," he said. With devotion in his heart, he placed the bowl safely. Days passed, and the yogi returned and asked for his bowl, the bowl which mysteriously vanished. Thiruneelakantar's face turned pale. He searched every corner, every shelf, every room, but it was gone. Heart pounding, voice trembling, he bowed before the yogi and said, "Forgive me. I don't know how, but the bowl is no longer here. Please accept another one. I'll craft it myself." The yogi's eyes narrowed. "You speak sweet words, but because you know its power, don't you? You've hidden it. You've stolen it," he said. The accusation pierced like a dagger. Thiruneelakantar stood stunned. Tears welled up in his eyes. "No, I swear upon the Lord I love, I speak the truth," he said. His wife stepped forward, her voice shaking but strong. "My husband has never spoken a lie in his life. He would sooner give up his breath than break a promise." But the yogi remained unmoved. He gathered the people of the village and accused the potter publicly. The villagers who had known the couple for decades came forward and supported him. "He's truthful. He has never deceived anyone. There must be a misunderstanding." But the yogi responded, "Words are not enough. Let nature bear witness. If you are innocent, hold your wife's hand and take a dip in the sacred temple pond, swearing your truth. If your words are true, nothing will happen." A heavy silence fell over the crowd. Thiruneelakantar froze. He turned to his wife. They exchanged a long, knowing glance. No one in the village knew of the silent vow they had kept for decades. A vow they had never once broken. He looked down, torn between duty and dharma. He couldn't break it, not even now. Sensing his hesitation, the yogi smirked. "You see, he hesitates because he's guilty." Even the villagers who loved and respected him began whispering, "Why won't he just do it? He's hiding something." The pressure mounted. The silence grew heavier. Finally, Thiruneelakantar stepped forward and with a voice both gentle and unwavering, he revealed the truth. "For years, I have not touched my wife. Not because of anger, but because she once uttered the name of the Lord as she forbade me. I vowed then, never again will I touch any woman out of reverence to that name, Thiruneelakantam." Gasps rippled through the crowd. A few stepped back in disbelief. Others bowed their heads in awe. A vow silently kept for so many years. But the yogi was unmoved. He stepped forward and said, "If this vow is so sacred to you, then keep it. But still, let truth prove itself. Hold a wooden stick between you and step into the waters. Let the Lord judge," he said, offering a wooden stick. And so, with that wooden stick between them, one holding each end, the couple slowly descended into the sacred pond, their hearts whispering the truth, their eyes closed in surrender. The village held its breath. As they emerged, a divine light shimmered. Their youth had returned, just as it was on the day of their vow. And above them, in the sky, appeared Lord Shiva seated on Nandi with Devi Parvati by his side. He smiled and said, "I was a yogi. This was my Leela, to reveal your devotion to the world." He praised them for their unwavering discipline, for conquering the senses, and for honoring the name Thiruneelakantam with such sanctity. And he blessed them. "When your life's duties are done, you shall both join me in my eternal abode." This was Thiruneelakanta Nayanar, the potter who turned guilt into a sacred vow, who gave up worldly pleasures for the power of a divine name. Let his story remind us, even in our flaws, we can find the path to grace if we surrender in truth and hold on to that divine. If you haven't watched the first episode of our Nayanmar series, we invite you to do so. It beautifully explores the story of the Thillaivar Andanar, whom Shiva himself asked to be sung first. And before you go, here's a question for you. If one word could become your woe for life, what would it be? Drop your answers in the comments. We'd love to hear them. And if you like the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with this divine journey. Coming up next, we'll explore the life of a powerful Siddha, keep guessing him, and a mesmerizing tale, the story of goddesses Lalita. Stay tuned and may your heart always be anchored in the name of Thiruneelakantam. Thanks for watching.